Do you know the power of your dark feminine energy? It is that raw, primordial, untamed aspect of the feminine within you that is able to destroy everything that is not truth. But when we're not aware of this power, then it can actually wreak havoc in our lives. My name is Megan Mermaid, and I'm a galactic guide and channel for galactic consciousness. And you can learn more about me in the link in my bio or at meganmermaid.com. Today, I wanted to talk about your Lilith in astrology. So let's first start with the myth of Lilith. Lilith was Adam's first wife in the Garden of Eden story of Adam and Eve. In the story, she wanted to be seen as an equal, especially when it came to intimacy for her and Adam. And Adam didn't see it that way. And she ended up getting kicked out of the garden. Once Lilith was sort of banned from the garden, she was labeled as this demon, as this witch, as evil. What Lilith represents in the collective consciousness is the aspect of feminine energy that has been demonized, that has been repressed, that has been blamed, that has been called evil. When really Lilith was just teaching us about sovereign sensuality and boundaries. When we consider the archetype of Lilith, she's going to point to us what we desire and what happens when our buttons are pushed. When we start to understand our Lilith in astrology, we're going to not only be able to heal and integrate our shadow and our dark feminine energy, which will allow us to feel more whole and more powerful, but we can also access a deeper level of healing for our inner teenager. Now, your inner teenager is an aspect within you that protects the inner child. The inner child is the aspect of you that may have originally experienced wounding or trauma. And then the inner teenager is an aspect of you that is protecting this inner child because of the consciousness of your inner teenager that can sometimes come through as being rebellious or engaging in self-sabotaging behaviors. And this is because that deep-seated fear within the collective consciousness is that the dark feminine can't have what it desires. That repressed part of us we're all trying to heal from comes out in really, really strange and unusual ways. So I'm going to be talking about Lilith through all of the signs, but I just want to give you an overview of what happens when you understand your particular Lilith in astrology and how to work with that energy. First, you're going to figure out what it is that you desire. Desire is a very natural part of life and it's important. But if we feel like we can't get those desires, or if we feel like our buttons are pushed in some way when we're attempting to achieve those desires, that Lilith energy is going to point to how you react and how you engage in these self-sabotaging behaviors. It will also show you the way to achieve your desires in a healthy, whole, and integrated way. So you're invited on October 31st for my astrology masterclass, Taming the Siren. We're not only going to be diving deep into how to understand Lilith through the signs, but we're also going to be receiving some really powerful activations and empowerments to integrate our shadow and access the power of our dark feminine energy. Things that aren't accepted are what create issues. Things that are repressed are what create issues. When we look at even the darkest aspects of ourselves, of society, of consciousness in general, when we see it through the lens of the compassionate witness, suddenly those things that felt scary or evil become filled with light, filled with love, and we receive their gifts. So Lilith changes signs every 9 months. And your Black Moon Lilith, which is what we are going to be referring to in this class, is the point that's furthest away from the moon. Let's go through Lilith and the signs. Lilith and Aries, what you really want is power. And you can feel really impulsive, and you can also be a little bit angry when you don't get what you want. You're a button pusher, but it also makes you an amazing leader. So when you start to recognize that there is this deep desire within you to pave your own path, and you trust that and you listen to it, you are going to step into higher levels of power and receive so much more peace in your life. Lilith and Taurus, you love pleasure. You love all of the good things in life, but you can also overindulge in them and you can do things in a self-sabotaging way. So it's important to honor your need for pleasure and desire and do so in a good way. And when you achieve this, you create this harmonious connection between you and the earth that allows you to feel not only grounded and supported in your life, but to offer that same gift to others. Lilith and Gemini, you have a sharp tongue and you have to be careful about the way that you say things to other people. You can really destroy someone with your words. And oftentimes you might be engaged in gossip or other aspects of keeping your mind busy with what everyone else is doing because there's this fear of not being understood. There's this fear that people won't hear you when you communicate. So by healing this, your words become medicine to other people, and you have the power to heal through the things that you say. Lilith in Cancer, you can be very emotionally manipulative and you know what to say to get people to do what you want. But that's not really what you want. What you want is to be able to nurture things and to feel that maternal aspect of you being received, because otherwise you're going to feel burnt out and that manipulation is not going to work for you long term. It's going to end up burning bridges for you. Once you start to integrate that energy in a good way, you become that safe space for other people around you. Lilith and Leo, you have got to let go of your ego. That's the biggest lesson that you're learning. A lot of times you're going to have to look outside of your own pride and recognize that you're here as part of a bigger network of people. And when you align with that collective energy, then you can still have what you want and you get the acceptance and the validation in a good way. So what you're really looking for, Lilith and Leo, is to be adored. But first, you've got to find that self-love within yourself. Lilith in Virgo, you can be very judgmental and very critical. A lot of that stems from feeling like you're not enough. So, the more that you focus on self love, the more that you're going to be able to be of service to others and to recognize the sweetness that life has to offer. Lilith and Libra, you can get really swept up in relationships. And a lot of times, some of that flirting might get a little intense. So, you really want to make sure that when you're focusing on beauty or style, or when you're connecting with other people, that it's coming from a pure place. What you really want, Lilith and Libra, is harmony and peace and balance. Lilith and Scorpio, you have a dark side, a real dark side, and you can be very spiteful or want to get back at people if you're not careful. So, what you really want to focus on is how to bring that Phoenix energy, enjoy all of the beautiful aspects of life, enjoy that powerful drive that you have, but do so in a way that supports and honors others. Lilith and Sagittarius, you are the ultimate partier and you want to have a good time. So just remember that risk taking just for the sake of feeling alive is not actually what you want. What you want is to feel present. So the more that you can feel present in really good activities, the more that you can feel all of the joy that life has to offer. Lilith and Capricorn, you love power, and there's nothing wrong with that. But remember that it can be lonely at the top unless you recognize that we're all building something together. What you really want is achievement. And the more that you focus on your goals in a good way, the more that you'll receive all of the recognition that you want. Lilith and Aquarius, there's a coldness to you where it feels that you just want to rebel for the sake of rebelling. And what you really want is to be honored and acknowledged and accepted for your uniqueness. So the more that you can offer that for others, the more that you'll receive that in your life. Lilith in Pisces, you feel very sensitive. And so, because you feel so much, you can be prone to addiction, whether it be substance or a person or any way of checking out. So, what you really want is to feel harmony with the universe. So, focus on spirituality rather than just checking out, and you'll experience that sweetness that life has to offer. So, if you want to learn more about Lilith through the signs or how to heal your inner teenager and activate your divine feminine energy, I invite you to join me for my masterclass, Taming the Siren, on October 31st at 1:30 p.m. Pacific. I hope to see you there. Have a great day.